Well, I nared my whole body.
Oh, yeah, you got shot.
I told you that?
You told me that.
That's not true.
Oh, that was a cooler story.
You gotta make sure that you get a texturized sniff in there. Don't be a donkey.
I'm gonna need to see your piece.
I need to make sure it's not bigger than mine.
You're acting like your tongue's a pH strip.
I'm fucking leaving, bitch. Welcome back, everybody, to the Absolute Talk Show. I'm Peej, and I'm here with Brent and our special guest, Jake Leaders, today. Brother, how are you?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
Not too bad, man. Y'all, make sure that you do us that favor. You hit the like and subscribe button for us, because we need it, and we all appreciate you.
Yeah.
So, Jake, you kind of hit us with a question a minute ago. You were asking how the podcast started. Literally, Brent pretty much summed it up pretty easy for you. It was one party one day.
Yeah.
Our buddy Jake had a birthday party, and
Invite us all over.
the whole squad was there, and I was just, we were all feeling it. We were all having a good time, and then probably halfway through the night, like the entire party left except for us four.
Yeah.
And we were like, hey, I want to start a podcast. I got all this software. I got all this audio equipment. I used to do music with it, but I don't really do music no more. I want to make this shit operable, and I want to find a real reason to do it. Let's start a podcast.
We're all just like, fuck it.
We're like, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Okay. That's fucking sick.
Yeah, and then literally we just pieced everything together ever since. If you want that pulled towards you, here, I got you. Yeah, it's a little fidgety. Here, they're pulled towards you.
Here we go. That way
There you go.
you can pick up my voice. I don't know.
Yeah.
All good. But yeah, no. So basically, we started it out, and we were looking around we were trying to figure out a name for a long while. And originally we were like Crossing Streams. Crossing Streams is a great name.
Crossing streams.
Like
Yeah.
when you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm 100% on board.
Yeah. No, I don't think you need an explanation. I think it kind of self-explanatory.
Oh, yeah.
So it was kind of like, I feel like the idea of it was like we were all like taking a piss in like just talking shit in the yard,
Yeah.
and we were like, want a sword fight? And like,
Like a scene out of a movie.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, no. So we basically that was how we started, and then
Been friends ever since.
Yeah, had set up some audio equipment and hit record, and
Now we
let
got
it rip.
mugs.
I like the mugs.
Dude.
Yeah, I left mine out there, unfortunately,
Oh.
but
Apparently it does work.
yeah.
Finally. Yeah. It's just my phone.
Yeah.
I think it is the cover or
Yeah.
the case.
I think that my phone is just too old. I think that your phone might be the same deal.
Probably.
Yeah, more than likely.
But I was happy to know it works.
Well, I have a Google Pixel 5, and they just came out with the 9. So
All right.
if that tells you
that'll do
anything.
it. Definitely do
Yeah,
it.
and this is my second 5, by the way.
Well, hey,
so I
if
killed
it's
one
if
and then
it's
got
cheap-
sent another one and I'm about to kill that one.
Hey, there's something to be said about a little older technology and like the cheaper ones, because they don't break as easy. They're not made out of glass. And I mean, I had a cheaper phone and I kicked it straight off an aircraft.
Step that down. There you go.
I kicked it straight off an aircraft, like stood up and just like right off the wing, like not even a small height, like off the wing, which is like
20 feet.
a 16-foot drop,
16.
and hit the ground, and the thing still fucking worked. So like,
Fuck.
yeah, you can abuse the shit out of them.
Yeah, so yeah, we haven't actually gotten to like sit and talk in a long time. So
Dude,
I'm super happy that you came on today. Because you're Marine, right?
Mm-hmm.
Marines.
Yeah.
And you told me that you're a sergeant and an aircraft mechanic on an M22 Osprey. Is that correct?
Yes, MV-22 Osprey.
MV22 Osprey. My apologies.
Those things are sweet.
Yeah. So as soon as you told me that, I started Googling shit.
I'm sure.
So I was like, oh, dude, I got so many questions. So I got a whole list, and I'm about to interview you, and I hope that you're ready for it.
Kind of not, but
My-
that's also part of I feel like the fun of it too.
Yeah, for sure. So I guess my main first question for you though is, so what made you choose aircraft mechanic?
So in the Marine Corps, you do and do not have a say of what you
Yeah.
to pick. So like sometimes, depending on if you go open contract, when you go to the recruiting office and you say you want to join, and you say I don't care what I be, they'll put you as a cook or anything else. It doesn't matter. You could be literally fucking out anything.
Yeah.
You can request it, but if they don't have the boat space at the time, like the slot isn't available because there's too many in the flow, because too many people are coming in and they're good and they're applicable for that application. They'll send you somewhere else, or they'll make you wait. So I just got lucky and I got aircraft mechanic, and that's the 6100. And if you don't, it's 6100. That's like a MOS code. So my code is 6116.
Got it.
But 6100 aircraft mechanic. So that's the general contract that it holds. And then the 16 is like specifically to the MV22.
Okay. Got it.
Once you go through your training and whatnot, and you get down to it, it'll be like, okay, well, we don't have enough Osprey mechanics, so we're gonna throw you at the Osprey, or we don't have enough 53 mechanics, we're gonna put you with the 53s or the Hueys and the Cobras, or you're gonna be with a fixed wing like the F-18s, F-35.
Got it. Okay, so you showed up and you checked the don't really care box.
No, I signed I asked for it and I waited long enough for it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. So how long did you wait?
I waited probably like a year and a half because I didn't want to get
Really?
Well,
What did you do in the meantime?
funny enough, I was working at Wiseway down the street.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Small world.
And Wiseway was all right, but no, I waited for that contract because the one thing I did not want to do was college. That was like my main reason for going in, because I wanted a job that I could take out and like get an education in, or at least be qualified in, and then when I get out of the Marine Corps, I can now apply it to Bell or Boeing. Any I could go to 737s, Cessnas. I can work anywhere in the world that basically has a mechanical job for an aircraft. Wow. If I get my AMP, that's airframes and power plants license. Afterwards, I can get qualified for that and then move into the civilian side, making like, I don't know, my buddy makes $35 an hour doing it down in Missouri.
Yeah.
So one day when you're no longer a part of the Marines, would you still continue with the aircraft mechanic position as a career?
Yeah. My plan for getting out of the Marine Corps is going to be probably just going over to the National Guard, because I want to live more of the civilian side of things.
Mm-hmm.
But I can still, if I remember right, I'm not 100% sure, but you can do the National Guard, and that's technically active duty, but you're being a weekend warrior. So you show up once a month, and then still do your civilian job day to day. Yeah. But you're not staying within the confines of like the Marine Corps, where I'm not like stuck to Jacksonville and I have to be at, and it's like Saturday and one of the guys messed up and now we all have to come in because we're all getting punished for it or something like that. I want to get away from that stupidity of it.
Okay. For sure.
Damn it, if I don't have a better word for it.
Yeah. Got you. So have you worked on other aircrafts other than the Osprey, or is that the only one that you've worked on?
Nope. The Military Works type model series. So if you're for the 53s, you're going to be for the 53s, not for any other
Basically,
platform.
they say, we want you to be perfect at this one. That's what they want at.
Because the inflow of people that come and go in the military is so, I'm going to say wishy-washy, just because we had a guy out in Hawaii. I don't want to say his name just because of the podcast.
Make up one.
Smith.
There we go.
There we go. Smith is always a good one.
Fucking Smith.
Fucking Smith.
There's always a Smith somewhere.
It wasn't his fault.
Is his name John? I bet it's fucking John. Isn't
John fucking Doe Smith.
It was
this
his fault.
fucking dickhead.
There you go. There you go.
This fucking dickhead. He came in and went to the schoolhouse and we were playing ultimate frisbee. Fucked up his knee, and then
Fucking Smith.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know this guy.
no.
No.
That dude fucked his knee up at MCT.
Got it. Okay.
Different guy.
Got it.
Those
All right.
red.
I was about to say, I was like, hold up. I might know this name drop. Like,
No.
Goddamn.
But he fucked up his knee playing ultimate frisbee with us during the schoolhouse, and then he went to Hawaii with me. And when he got there, he continued to have problems. Well, they tell you not to do anything medical related until you're at your unit, because once you're at your unit, you're there, you're in the fleet, you can get it taken care of. At the schoolhouse, you're gonna get pushed back, and then once you get, they push you back so far, they're either gonna drop you or you're gonna go so far through your contract that it's not gonna be worth it for you to pick up or do anything.
yeah.
And so then guys get lazy. So they'll tell you that to get you through and to doing your actual job, because once you're there, then it's like now you can progress. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he got there, messed up his knee, and tried getting it taken care of, and then they went and did a surgery on it. Didn't work. Went in back for another surgery. They operated on the wrong fucking knee.
No fucking way, dude.
Dude.
Wrong fucking knee. Good knee. Fucked it up. Had to go back in for the other knee, the original knee, get that repaired, get the other one unfucked up. And he, the entire time he was out there, didn't do jack shit. Didn't really get his quals.
Wow.
And like, it wasn't like he didn't do jack shit either. I don't want to say that, but like,
So it sounds like he was basically thrown into the most fucked position that
Oh,
you
yeah.
could be thrown into.
Oh, and then-
So like, is he able to do anything about the fact that they operated on the wrong goddamn knee?
Yeah,
Like, that
yeah,
feels like
he's
you could sue
100%.
him about that.
you get like 100% disability if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay.
He
So
got,
he's
like,
basically
he got,
he's
like-
good for life now, basically, is what you're saying.
Which
but
100%
I mean, define good,
Well,
but
when we talk about disability, you get certain percentages for certain things. So like, if I have 45% hear loss in my right ear, they'll give you 5% or something like that.
yeah.
Just making up bullshit right now.
Yeah.
But he got 100% because of that, and medically retired. So he gets like it's somewhere in the ballpark of like $3,000 to $5,000 a month free.
Damn.
Nice.
So like, set.
Yeah.
Like,
Pretty much.
medically retired is pretty good.
Yeah.
That's the one that's the one thing I'm like, fuck you lucky bitch.
Lucky. I don't know if lucky's the word, but
Yeah, can he run?
Yeah, he
yeah,
can kind of run
is he
now.
mobile now? Like,
He's
got
always
full
been
range of
mobile.
motion, or
He's always been mobile and whatnot. It's just like
They just fucked up his knee.
he fucked
Or-
up his knee good, yeah. And like, and
Over
then like,
frisbee.
I thought my
Ultimate
fucking
Frisbee.
knees cracked all the time. Couldn't even imagine
yeah.
this, dude.
well, then we're ruthless. We're
Yeah.
ruthless. Like, the shop I'm a part of is like,
Well, working
don't-
on aircraft carriers, dude, like working on aircrafts of any kind, like everything that you're handling there is well over 100 pounds, I'm sure.
nope,
No?
small.
Really? The parts that you're
A
dealing
lot
with?
of well, so it depends on what you're dealing with. If you're dealing with the
yeah,
assembly,
yeah.
So let's just say, let's take a car for example, because it's easier for people to understand cars. If one of our transmissions goes out, that's a big job. That's a big job, and that requires a lot of things. But in the meantime, the headlight might go out. That's an easy fix.
Yeah.
Well, then the alternators are going out. Okay, that's another easy fix, and whatnot. And so like, there's all little tiny parts that go into it, and the major parts usually don't go bad until they're like, okay, that's fucking bad.
So is there like a part of the Osprey that like is known to give out consistently? Like, is there like a part that like regularly like kind of comes across the table of like, hey, you got another one?
Yes and no. There are too many inspections for that to be kind of regular. So there's like, so the way it works is like, you have like calendar inspections, which daily calendar inspections would go off of days, and you have like special inspections that go off of flight hours. So like, a 35 flight hour inspection would consist of like, for example, I don't want to give you the inspection, but like, you're going to go look at A, B, and C, and D, which would be like, you're going to go look at your blades. If your airframes, you're going to go make sure the blades are completely good. And you're going to clean out filters or some stupid shit like that. And so we go through it regularly enough, and then you got your 70 hour, your 140, your 210, your 4.
Yeah,
For-
a lot like a car with an engine. They
Yeah.
say when it hits this many miles.
Yeah, when it hits this many operating hours or miles, but instead of
Yeah.
like, they'll tell the car companies will tell you like, I don't know, let's say at 500,000 miles or something like that. That's a ridiculous number. They'll say come in and get your engine changed.
Yeah.
We're like, no, every 35 flight hours. So every 35 hours, that's things in the sky. It comes back and gets an inspection. And those are at different times. So like your 35 hours could be a little bit off than your 70 hour, and they'll just go on from there. That kind of makes sense.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat.
Did you ever get to fly one?
Never got to fly one. I've always wanted to though.
They didn't even let you go like.
Oh, I
pilot?
fly in one.
Yeah, I was gonna
I've
say. I'm
flown
sure you've
in
been
one.
in one though.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
in it all the time.
What's that like? You just go up and then fly like a plane.
So
Because these are
If
the
you wanna bring it
combat
up on
carriers.
skiing-
Yeah, I can bring it up for
These
you.
things are sweet.
These are the combat carriers that you're talking about, right?
we're troop transport and cargo.
Okay.
We're not the Hueys or Cobras where we're lighting people up.
But that would be sweet.
There's some guys out there with some cool stories that
Yeah.
they'll tell you about.
Oh, I bet.
Like I don't know if this story is real or not. Just because like sometimes they're made up, sometimes they're not. But like
Make
Okay.
one.
I heard a
I'm just kidding.
So this is it, right?
We gotta pull it up.
your screen.
Oh yeah, that's right. I changed features, so apologies. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
God, those things are badass.
So this is a CMV, and this
Okay.
is an MV.
Okay.
And there's a difference. So like this is what we work on.
Okay.
The other one's Air Force, and they're a little more technologically. They're a little more. It's kind of like if you were to get. Let's talk about trucks for a second, just because it's still easier to understand. The CMV and the MV are the same thing. It's like if you get a Chevy Silverado 1500, we have the 1500. The Air Force has the ZL1s LT full package, kind of a thing. They got a little extra upgrades, things that they
Yeah.
do to it that they bought that for. But yeah, that's the main difference and whatnot. But yeah, we do troop transport and cargo is our main.
Okay.
Go to that one picture where it's in plane mode. That one.
This one?
Yeah. Dude, that's just crazy.
Yeah, so when you take off in it, it takes off just like a helicopter.
Yeah.
You start up in
Yep.
And then once it gets to altitude,
It just fucking.
they just
yeah.
turn that shit and it fucking goes.
I mean, yeah, dude.
Just how fast do these fucking things go? Do you know?
250 knots, 250 knots.
250 knots?
Yeah, we had it. It's not
What's
mile.
what's knots to miles per hour?
I forgot.
Isn't
Isn't 9 knots like
it's similar.
fucking
It's
1
I don't
mile
know
per
the
hour?
conversion.
Here, let's see if I can find this.
I'm being rough with that. I don't actually know because I'm not.
I looked
a
it up
flyer.
I looked it up once.
Yeah, I
was
did
like,
too, and I just don't care to know because I don't fly in the fucking thing. We got
How do you
guys
spell knots?
KNOTS.
Okay, just
I'll
making
say that
sure
like
that
an
just
idiot.
making sure it's not going to be some stupid fucking
There
spelling.
we go.
Okay, so 1 mile per hour says it's about 0.86 knots. So
So you're at like 225 miles an hour.
you said
Oh, yeah,
about
you're
you said
ripping.
about 250 knots
Oh,
is
you
what
can-
you
yeah, it's
said.
got
That might be an
calculate.
overestimate, but
You can calculate.
you can.
So yeah, 287 is what it's saying.
Yeah, they fly pretty fast, and the reason for that for us is the Hueys and Cobras and the 53s and the regular helicopters. They fly slow, and they fly slow. They can't get as far. The reason for us is that we can go far, fast, and get everyone there.
Gotcha.
So like when I was in Hawaii, we did a transpac from Hawaii to Australia.
Okay.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Wow. So I gotta add, like this, having this position is gotta be nerve wracking. It's gotta be scary. Like knowing
There are times.
that what you're working on has the potential to end somebody's life if it's
Oh,
not done properly.
not somebody, your friends.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I work close. My shop directly works close. We have the flyers in our shop. I work with them personally all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm friends with them.
Yeah.
So like when it goes down, it's not like, oh, the bird just went down. Like it's like,
yeah, no, it's a bad day.
yeah, it's a bad day. So like, yeah, you make there are calls you want to make you want to do everything the safest, and we do.
Yeah.
So
how do you deal with the stress of knowing that lives literally depend on your
you
work?
do it fucking right.
That's a good goddamn answer.
You do it fucking right.
That's a good fucking answer.
The Marine Corps really does dummy proof it. Like it's for idiots. Like
Yeah.
I don't mean to put it in the worst way, but that's the dumbest way I can put it.
I mean, you have to. Like,
Well, yeah.
I feel like not that should be the case with anywhere.
Well, yeah, but like to put it into frame of how dumbed down it is. If I were to take you out there right now, I could give you a PEMA, set you up on a task, give you a box,
and I should be able to like read through it.
No,
basically.
literally step by step, it'll tell you.
Yeah.
Take out this screw and have a fucking picture to it.
Yeah.
And then it'll pull up that picture and you'd be like, okay, I know where that is. Take it out. Next step. Take that other screw out. To that step 3.
Remove this part or whatever.
Part.
Yeah.
And it'll even go so damn detailed into it to be like, it'll give you everything that you need for that task, and then be like, open this panel here, take this panel off, and give you all the prerequisites that you need to do for that.
Oh wow. Okay.
So like, it's pretty dumbed down.
I can't even imagine. You guys probably got a whole fucking room full of binders that are of just shit on how to fix shit. Like
It's all electronic, baby.
yeah. Well, yeah.
It's
I
all
guess.
electronic.
Features
Yeah.
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 But yeah, back in the day when you were when you have the Hueys and Cobras, they operate off of those old ass fucking
Yeah.
paper
Somebody grab the
copies.
manual. Like
Yeah, when you're talking about get the manual, when I'm talking about tasks, like ours will be set out in strict tasks. Some of their shit is like
find the page.
Find a fucking. You got a binder about this thick.
Yeah.
And you got to find
Now
that one section.
Weave through all the M's and find your section. And
Find your section.
Yeah.
This is what you need, and if you don't find it, like, don't do it.
Yeah.
Like, and people get pissed off at you about that because we're supposed to be. Part of being in the Marine Corps is like we can be anywhere in 24 hours.
Yeah.
So if the president was like, "Hey, I want you in, I'm going to take my old unit 268. I want 268 in Australia in the next 24 hours. No notice." That's the notice.
So
You get that, the CO is going to be like, everyone's going to get woken the fuck up. They're going to get over to the fucking hangar. Everything's going to get packed in a quad con. We're going to fucking go. And Bob's your uncle. We're going to be on.
that kind of answers my next question that I have for you, which was, have you ever had to like troubleshoot something or replace a part and like under pressure in like a really short notice?
Yeah.
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 Like, are you able to give an example
Yeah,
of something like that?
We were funny enough. The first time we were going to go to, before COVID hit, we had to go out to Australia for deployment for MRF D, and one of our breakaway valves was leaking, and so Bird was basically like lit off, still go full of fuel and whatnot, and like this is like one of the lowest points on the aircraft, mind you. Mm-hmm. My sergeant was like, "Hey, we're gonna go take this off this other aircraft, and we're gonna go replace it real quick." And it wasn't like we just did that. Our Mo, like one of our a major, was out there flying the aircraft, and he was like, "No, I want this like fixed now. I don't want to fly with this. I don't want to deal with this. We're not gonna have this leaking on a black bottom boat that we don't own and make a bad reputation for Marine Corps or whatever."
Yeah.
And then so basically it was like, grab your fucking tools, go over there. Ran over, and then we had to find a wrench or a tool that was about this big around, like a crow's foot, and we could not find it. I did like 100-yard dash like 8-9 times up and down the hangar trying to find one. Talked to contractors, talked to airframes, they weren't finding it. He finally got it off, but I'm telling you, I was dead afterwards. I was dead, and I cussed. I was a Lance Corporal at the time. I cussed at an NCO, which is basically, I cussed at my higher ups, and my other higher ups who were like my gunnies at the time saw me do it, because like they all saw what I was doing, and so they know I was under pressure with him, trying to help him out, and someone just happened to like come over and kick the box, and we're not always like the most kind of people at all times, so I just was like, he was like, no, let me handle this. And I was like, no, I need those fucking guys out there. I need them to fucking move. They're all, because like when I was doing this, I had 8 or 9 of my buddies out there who were just the same rank as me, not doing jack shit.
Yeah.
And it was like, they all just stood out in front of the aircraft, la-di-da, not doing shit. So like, I was like, I need them to fucking move. They're not fucking moving. And so my higher ups were like, you know, like they let me rip and get my fucking heat out because they understand like, no, he's trying to do his job. He's just pissed. And then afterwards, my NCO took me back and he was like, you know, that's not fucking right, right? And I was like, yeah, I'm sorry. I can't. I was just mad. And they took me back and was like, that's not right. And I was like, I know. I was just pissed.
Yeah.
And just.
Did you get any form of discipline for it? Or?
No, because it was. I didn't because it was a part of the job. And it was a valid bitch. Like nothing really goes unseen. You know what I mean? Because you're
always being watched.
Well, you're always with everybody.
Yeah.
So like everyone's seeing what you're seeing. So like if your gunny's walking down to control, and they might not be there with you, but they look out of the fucking flight line. And they're like, well, I see 12 guys standing out there. Why is this one guy running around like ripping around for no reason? Yeah. He didn't fuck up. This other sergeant is fucking doing the same thing, and so he's helping him, and they knew what was going on, and so they kind of understood that like, hey, I didn't mean to like go at my NCO like intentionally, like disrespectfully, because you know there's times when you're just hot and you like look at your boss and you're like, fuck you little cunt. Like,
yeah, you're just like, just let me get this out real quick.
Yeah, it's
all right?
fine.
And then like, we'll be good, but I just need to let you know.
Yeah, exactly. Is there a better way of coming at the situation? You know, what would you say that could be nicer or whatever?
Nicer, like
what do they expect you to say?
What are you
like? Hey, these guys aren't fucking working.
They still expect you to kind of be like, aye sir, yes sir, no sir, like following the rules like that, like just because that's part of good order and discipline. So if your NCO tells you to do something, you're gonna fucking do it.
Yeah.
Like, and if you're not gonna do it, well, like we can play games. We got games for days.
For sure. All right. Well, hey, we're gonna take a quick break and then we'll be back. All right.
That sounds good.
All right, we're back. So, you and I, we were talking a little bit on break, and there's a story that I feel like we just have to talk about because it's been brought up on the podcast in the past.
Oh, it has.
However, we now get the other side of the story.
Okay, I gotta see if I can put my actual memory in. But
so, years ago, back before you fully joined into the Marines and everything, we went to a house party. And I remember I wanted to get more alcohol. And I said, hey, will you drive me to my house so I can pick up my booze?
This is when I had my Chevy, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you were like, for sure. We left Colin and Tix at the party.
Yeah.
And just left. Like we just dipped. And we
couldn't find them, I thought.
We couldn't find them when we got back.
No, I thought we couldn't find them to begin with.
We could. That very well could have been the case. They were fucked up. So
yeah, that may have been it.
Yeah.
I don't want to leave.
Yeah, I think they would just wanted to keep partying because they knew we were coming back. So they were like, we would just stay here.
Well, I was the DD that night.
You were our sober driver, and
sober-ish.
So yeah, sober-ish. So I was like, hey, I'm out of booze. Will you bring me to my house to pick up my bottle? And you were like, for sure. So you brought me back to the house. Finally, we return, and we all had to park around the corner for whatever reason. Like they didn't want us to park in the driveway. I don't remember why.
Dude, that place had enough space that if you like parked everyone in the back,
you could have parked.
No one would have fucking.
You could have parked
known
every
it.
single
Damn.
person at that party in their driveway.
It probably was
easy.
Like,
and for some reason they were like, no, everybody has to park around the corner. And we were like,
not even that, dude. Like, you could have fit everyone's car. It wouldn't have fit in the driveway, but it would have fit in the yard.
Yeah.
Like you put.
Yeah,
They
but
didn't have, like,
it was middle of the winter.
Yeah, that is true. It was
So-
middle of fucking winter.
Yeah,
You didn't have a-
it was
That might be a
literally
problem.
like, and this was like back when winter in the Midwest was like
Still
still like
winter.
a real winter. Like it wasn't like the piddly we get 3 inches and that's all we get for the winter.
Yeah.
It was we got a full like 2 feet of snow, and that shit's all over the place.
The snow that we got, that's like a foot
Yeah,
in
we got
in a night.
Yeah, we got a foot in a night recently. What the hell?
Out of nowhere.
Yeah, I know. It was
Where
crazy.
was that? All
So-
winter long. Nothing.
So we get back with the bottle, and we park around the corner. We're walking back up to the house, and I remember I went, oh, there's a car coming, and I don't know if
And
you
you-
recall, but right
No,
before
you
we
said there was
started
a
walking,
you said there was a car coming, and we turned around, and I was like, "Oh fuck, that might be cops."
Yeah,
in
yeah,
my head,
yeah.
like I'm thinking, like, "Oh fuck." Like,
Yeah,
what
I
if-
remember you
'cause, like,
saying that.
because I was like, "Hide the bottle, like you don't walk out with this."
well, you remember right when I got out of the truck, I tucked it under my sweatshirt.
Yeah.
The moment I got out, and then I just held it, like I put my hands in my sweatshirt pockets, and I held
And
the
you sat
bottle
on
up
the-
with my sweatshirt, and then
You just
we
stood
saw,
there looking
yeah,
cold as
yeah,
fuck,
we
like,
we sat,
holding the shit in your fucking dick.
yeah. So we round the corner, and then we see headlights behind us, and you just go, I think that might be a cop, and I go, no fucking way, and turn around, whoop whoop, sure enough, right there,
The
he lights us up.
Lights us up because we're walking on the side of the fucking road.
Yeah.
Had I known anything about the law, I'd be like, "Why are you stopping me?"
Yeah. Yeah. So he just stops us, and I'm sitting there quiet as a fucking clam, dude. I am not saying a lot. I remember immediately he lights us up, and before he even got out of the car, I sat down in a snowbank.
Yeah, no, you sat down right away, and I turned around to go talk to the cops because I was like, "Ain't no one at this party want to fucking come the fuck out and talk to these guys."
Everybody
And
in
that
the party freaked out, so they all like shut the lights off. They hid, they tried to make the house seem like there was nothing going on.
everyone fucking bolted.
Yeah, and
And
suddenly there was
fucking-
just like a swarm of people just leaving through the back of the house, sprinting through the woods, trudging through a foot and a half of snow.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah.
Colin lost his glasses out like a mile in, and then turned around and came back, and then he realized
his
when he got
glasses.
back that he lost his glasses.
Oh,
All right, we're getting ahead of ourselves. So, cop lights us up. I go, fuck, and I sit down in a snowbank. And I don't know if you remember, but I was literally only wearing like thin fucking PJ pants.
You had your tiny like, I want to say Elmo, but like they weren't. I don't know what the fuck you had on those what was on those PJs, but they weren't thick. And then you had this like small sweater. Like,
Wait,
on.
wasn't it? I think it was my Homer Simpson PJs.
Yeah.
It was my Homer Simpson
remember blue
PJs
and
that
yellow.
had they were green. They had Irish Irish clovers all over it. And beer mugs, and
Oh.
Homer holding a beer mug.
Yeah.
That was what the pants were. I haven't fucking seen those in years. That's hilarious. Memory unlocked. So I sat down. You turn around. You start talking to the cop. What did you say to the cop?
I was like, hey, we're just like, I kind of don't remember because I was like, yeah, we're just walking back. We went to go get some food. Like,
Yeah.
we like, what do you? I was kind of like, what the fuck do you want?
Yeah.
Like,
And I
we're not doing
remember-
anything, and they were like, oh, we're here for a noise complaint. And I was like, noise? What fucking noise do you hear? Like,
Yeah. Out in the
no,
middle of
we're
the
not making
country.
noise.
yeah, we're
Yeah.
like, I was like, okay.
Yeah. The
Well, like,
closest
this
house
isn't
is a
my-
block away.
And I was like, well, this isn't my house, but like, we're going here, and like, there's no noise or whatever. The cops may have walked up to the house.
they didn't.
They didn't.
They
Okay, so
didn't.
yeah, no, then yeah, I was
They
just like,
thought
yeah,
they
no.
were. Everybody in the party thought they were going.
But they
to.
stood. They were there for like 20 fucking minutes.
Yeah,
I
we-
remember you being out in the cold, so long out in the cold that you were like, you stayed up until they were literally about to leave, and right before they did leave, you stood up and started walking
Yeah.
to the house because you were like,
Yeah, he was
I
like,
was
all
like,
right,
"Can
well,
we
have
go
a
and
good
s-"
night. And I put my hands back in my pockets, and I stood back up, and I fucking booked it into the house.
yeah, because we were like,
And I remember he asked me, he goes, well, you're slurring your words. And I was like, yeah, I'm fucking cold.
yeah, I do remember that. I do. Now that you say it, yeah, he's like, well, what's this? He's basically like, what's this guy's deal? Like, what's up with you? And fucking, you were like, well, I'm fucking cold. So yeah, like I'm not gonna be speaking right. You see what I'm wearing right now? Like we went to a fucking gas station.
Yeah.
Like, we got some like
Yeah, I was like,
corn
I'm
dogs
sick.
or some bullshit to like
Yeah.
gear up on for the whatever the fuck we're doing.
This
tonight.
cop is the definition of bundled up, by the way. Like, I have never seen a cop like literally like bundled the fuck up in like a winter gear ever.
Yeah, like,
but he was like had like a fucking vest on. Like, I'm talking like a puffy jacket vest.
Yeah.
And like had like a whole like full head hood on. And like he was like, it was cold, dude. Like it was like 0 degrees if I remember right. It was freezing.
Yeah, it was really cold. It's funny. My parents are gonna be listening to this later.
Hi, fam.
What up?
But so that I remember that happened, and he looked at me and he was just like, "Well, you're slurring your words a little bit." And I was like, "Yeah, well, I'm kind of freezing because look what I'm wearing. I'm wearing basically nothing, and for whatever reason you stopped us, and you're making me sit here."
Yeah.
So. And he was like, "Well, you don't have to sit down." And I was like, "Well, I don't feel like standing." So
Yeah, you were basically like, "Well, I'm not gonna fucking stand." Like, I was like,
"No, you have no reason to stop me." I was
in
like,
my
"What's
head, I
going
was
on?"
like, "Oh god, he's gonna fucking do some dumb shit."
Yeah.
This cop's now gonna fucking grill us all.
Dude,
was like, oh god.
in the
no.
moment, I totally thought that you were gonna like try to like steamroll me and be like, "I'm sorry, like he's fucked up," and be like just like he doesn't know what he's saying. Like, I totally thought that for a moment you were just gonna be like, "Oh no, is he gonna go off script or some shit?"
Yeah, I was like, well, I was like, fuck. So I was like, just shut the fuck up. It'll be okay. And I was like, we're okay.
Yep.
All right, we're good.
Yeah. I was like, "So can we go now?" And he was like, "Yeah, I guess be safe. Have a good night." And I was like, "Yep, you too." Stood up, put my hands back in my pockets, fucking dipped back in the house, and I walked back in, and everybody was just like, "The cops aren't coming up," and I was like, "What? No."
No, we handled it.
Yeah, we handled it. And
they
then, like, I came back walking up, and then like everyone was like still kind of leaving, and I was like, "Where are you going?" And they were like, "Well, the cops are here." And I was like, "No, they're good, dude. Like, we're chill."
Yeah, it's like, nope,
Yeah.
the cops
We're
left, we're
decent.
fine. And everybody was like, woo! And they were like, party! And they like, the fucking party ramped up to 11 after that.
Oh yeah, it did.
And then we were like, I remember we were looking around, we were like, where the fuck is Colin, dude? Where the fuck did Colin go?
That he didn't run like a mile. That man ran like 3 because
Yeah.
like he went so deep in the sticks.
I remember he told us he ran 2 miles.
He ran so far that it took him like 20 minutes to get back.
Yeah. See,
Damn.
literally, we
Like,
were
no,
sitting there.
He went so, and he didn't have fucking. I don't think he had shoes. No, he had shoes. He had like sneakers and like fucking shorts.
no,
he was
he had
not dressed for the weather.
I remember what he
that.
had because I remember exactly what he wore at the time. He had like the tight fitting leather boots. They're not. That's not what they're called by any stance. That's a cowboy boot. I'm talking like the black like laced like yay high boots. They were not built for the winter. Let's say it that way. They were more so of a dress shoe than they were.
Oh yeah, those stupid looking weird things. Yeah.
They got laces?
No, they were like dress boots. They're
Yeah.
they got a pointed toe, a little bit of a heel, but they look like you'd wear like this is gonna sound real weird, but like they look like you'd wear them for Harry fucking Potter. Like I'm not gonna lie,
I mean,
like, they're not-
Yeah, I can kind of see that. I guess.
like
They're not made for running.
But yeah,
not made for running, not made for the fucking snow.
Yeah.
And this man booked it to the fucking other side of bumfuck Egypt.
wearing that blue jeans and like a fucking sweater, and that was it.
Oh yeah.
And we were just sitting there for like 20 minutes. We're like, where the fuck is this guy?
Oh no, that was after. That was like
Finally,
after like an hour of partying when we were trying to leave. We were like, where the fuck is this? Dude?
finally he showed up and he was like,
because
he
he did
like completely out of breath. and
because
he's-
he ran out there and then he hid.
yeah.
Because all he knew was like the cops were there, and so then he was like,
So then
he was
finally
trying
made
to
it
call.
back.
He was like in the middle of nowhere with no signal, and he was trying to fucking call us
He-
because he was like, I'm on the side of a road.
Well, dude, it was hilarious because I think Tix went with him to find his glasses. Wasn't that what happened? Because he lost his
no, they
glasses
both
when
just
he
booked it.
Yeah, Colin lost his glasses when they got
No,
to the
because
end.
Tyler went short.
Huh?
Tyler ran short. He didn't run the full like 2 miles. Tyler went
Yeah,
short.
yeah, but Colin went the full way, and he lost his glasses right when he turned around. And then he got all the way back and was like, I lost my glasses somewhere. The only way that I got back was following my footprints. And we were like, holy shit, what? And then Tix was like, hey, I'll come with you and help you find your glasses. And I'm pretty sure they both trekked the whole 2 miles again. And when they finally got back, Tix was like, this jackass had lost his glasses when he fucking turned around. So he was like, we had to go all the way to the end.
I still didn't find it.
No, they did.
Oh, they did?
They did, somehow.
In the snow.
I would. Yeah, I remember being grumpy after that. I remember being just like, yeah, I'm good tonight.
Yeah, for sure. I remember being grumpy.
I'm going to talk about this on a podcast one day.
Oh, yeah.
I never thought I'd do that.
It's just I had to make sure that we heard your side because I had to make sure that I wasn't fucking making some of that up.
He's been losing sleep.
Yeah, I'm losing sleep over this.
That's so funny though. God, it's been so long. It's so good to see you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now that we got that little side mission out of the way here,
Yes, sir.
we'll kind of migrate back into viewing your aircraft carrier. So my question is for the Osprey, like what you didn't really say too much, but is there something in particular that you have to change frequently on them? Like is there like
Yes.
is there like
Yeah, ain't got no gas in it.
is there like the bearing of a car or like the brakes of a car, like something that regularly has to be replaced?
I would nothing like regularly. If you want to say regularly breaks, everything goes in seasons. I call it seasons.
Like regular wear and tear or something.
I call it seasons. So like when usually like our engines are going bad, it's an engine season. So like all of a sudden like it'll be like it's just that time of year where not time of year, but like it's that time where like our engines have a lot of flight hours on them. They have a lot of wear and tear. They're just going bad. Like things are getting dented and screwed up on them.
Yeah.
So like we're just replacing them. And same thing goes for blades and like sometimes it's prop boxes, which is a transmission. Sometimes it's
So it really varies. There isn't really
Yeah.
seem to be
It's-
anything that's fairly regular at all.
It's regular in like, so like if our blades are going bad, usually it's because like
How often do you have to change a blade?
How do they get bad?
Hit
wear and
something?
tear.
Yeah.
Yeah, hit shit.
Hit a
like-
bird?
Bird?
Yep.
Really?
Oh yeah, smoke
All the time.
How many times have you had to change a blade and you just find feathers all over that fucking thing?
Blood.
You don't.
No.
It spins
You
too
don't.
fast.
Do you ever
And
find
usually-
Do you ever find fucking guts or anything stuck to that
Well,
fucking
when we
thing?
were in
Like-
Australia, one of our guys
kangaroo.
got his plane captain, and one of the qualifications we have is plane captain, and he got his plane captain pulled because he didn't check the intake. It's one of the It's one of the things you have to go check for the engines. You gotta,
Yeah.
and he didn't look in there because usually like shit don't usually get in there. Like you're moving at Mach fuck. This thing's got 3 18-foot blades spinning at Jesus fuck, and it's like if you can get in there, damn. Like
18-foot blades. Holy
yeah, they're big.
shit.
They're 200 pounds of pop.
God damn.
Damn.
And there's 3 per
Three
per side, right?
3 per nacelle. Yeah.
There's 2 on it. So there's 6 blades per craft, right?
You
or
can
is
do
there
math.
Six blades.
or is there
per
more
plane.
or is there I'm trying to think about because just from
You're not-
the pictures that I've seen, there's only the 2 blades that are directional, omnidirectional that move.
No,
right?
that's the nacelles. The nacelles go up and down. The blades are on the hubs. So like the hub
Interesting.
on your car spins like this.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
your
yeah.
rotor, but like the rest of it doesn't. You know what I'm saying?
Interesting.
So that's the hub, and then the wheel would basically be like the blades.
Got you.
Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah,
Got it.
outer.
Yeah. So like the blades move super fast, are moving fast, and they're like 40 feet up in the air. So like I don't know how shit would get in there, but like we did have a bird strike. A bird went into the motor and it just ate it. Like 100%. Our engines are underrated for our aircraft because the airframe can't take the full power of the engine.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
So what? You guys are like forbidden to turn it all the way up?
No,
basically,
you can turn it all the way up, but like
there's a
we can
governor on it.
operate. Yeah, kind of. We can operate at 105%.
Got it. Okay.
So it
Interesting.
doesn't make it makes sense, but it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It's like the aircraft is moving at 100%, and you have everything going at 100%, but the engine can do more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but the frame of what the engine is inside is
No, like
probably
the frame
going
of
to
the
break apart.
No, like
if
the
it-
frame of the aircraft.
Yeah.
It'll rip itself apart.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
Okay.
like they spin and it vibrates, and so if it's off, it'll vibrate too much, and it's
It's
extra
shaky.
wear and tear on everything, because then it's holding everything, and it's like everything's in a solid jiggle.
Yeah.
So like flying on one, when you get in one and it's spinning, it's like you sit down and you just get this like massage chair vibrating feeling where you're just like sitting there kind of shaking, and you're like, it gets hot, and then like I pass out.
Really?
Yeah, dude. Best sleep of your fucking life. I knock out in that thing so fast.
Better
it's
than
not
me and
funny.
KO, dude.
Oh yeah.
That's so funny.
I mean,
So-
that was a good sleep too. But yeah.
What's like the most critical part about like maintaining the Osprey?
The calls. Like,
What do you mean?
so when you go to look at a part and whatnot, and like if you're out in a deployment and whatnot, sometimes you can make if you look at a part and you're like, we really can't get it. It's not entirely bad yet, but you're like, it's obviously being worn.
Yeah.
But it's not out of limits. But you're doing the inspection now, and it's already apart. Do you want to replace it now?
Yeah.
So you're like, okay, I think that's the hardest part, just because like it's your work that goes up in the sky,
Yeah.
and I don't fly on it.
Well, yeah, and it's also the idea, like same deal when you bring your car into an auto shop and they go, hey, I know you're here for brakes, but we notice your bearing is bad.
Yes and no, because you'll already be doing the inspection. So it's like you're looking at your brakes and you're like, your brakes aren't out, but you drive 20 miles and you put brakes 20 miles
but
worth
it's
of
yeah,
braking
but it
on
kind of raises the same stake of like, hey, we already got it, completely taken apart. It'll only be another 3 bolts. Do you want us to replace it since it needs to be done?
Yeah, but it's like
So
the part's
it's-
already out and it's already there. But
Yeah.
then it's
Except
not
obviously-
technically bad, so you can still fly it. But at the same time, it's like, I don't want to fucking do the work again.
Yeah.
And we're right here.
Exactly.
And like, it's only gonna make it better.
Yeah,
But
and
at
it's-
the same time, like, there's times when you're just like, we need to do it, so
Yeah.
it needs to get done. And
well, again, it's like, yeah, those are your friends
Yeah.
that are going up in the sky on that fucking thing. So, the last thing that you would want, I guess, is to know that there was this tiny, minuscule part that was potentially inoperable.
And usually it's a smaller part of what it is. It's not like if it's a blade, we're gonna be like, yeah, no, fuck you. Like, we're gonna replace this. Like, I'd rather do that. I'd rather have everyone pissed off at me that we're breaking a mission and not missing an operation because we decided that good maintenance was better.
Yeah.
So, but
For
usually,
sure.
but I'll say 98% of the time we don't miss.
Yeah.
So like, we're just because we can get it done.
Yeah.
Have there been any like huge leaps or anything, or I guess not huge, but like any advancements with the technology of the Osprey since you've started working with them?
Heated seats.
No, yeah, you ain't getting heated seats.
You're lucky if you get a fucking seatbelt, bitch.
No, those you have to wear. But no, they're not really like leaps and bounds since I've been in. But when you talk to the older cats about them, they were like the nacelles, the things that move up and down the panels. Some of the pop panels on them used to be all screws, and so like what we do for like a D&T, a daily and turnaround inspection, which is just going out there making sure you find everything that's bad with the plane. You write it up, and then you write it up for that specific shop, and then that shop will go out there and handle that maintenance. But those pop panels used to be they used to have screws in them, so you'd have to literally go out, take a box with you, take the fucking panel off, and then do the inspection. So it used to be way, way harder to get and look at things. It wasn't just like, hey, we're gonna go out and look at like.
So you guys were able to add a hatch of sorts.
Yeah, they added hatch panel, like pop panels that just come up and they don't really open up in flight. I mean, they used to fly the fuck off. And
yeah, I could imagine.
oh yeah, and so yeah, that I think right there is the biggest thing I think for making maintenance and just like flying in of itself so much easier, because then you can access things way better.
I get that. Okay.
Because then you're not like going out there. I have to remove 8 panels, 4 frame stations, and blah 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 just to get to a fucking filter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And now it's like pop pop pop, lift, filter, can get to it. So now, so I think that's one of the improvements I would say would be the biggest one.
Okay. So have you ever had like an oh shit moment when you're working on one of those things?
All the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's a common one maybe or a memorable one that you have?
Are you talking like maintenance? Or are you talking like how? What do you mean by like oh shit moment? Like
just when you've been working on one of these aircrafts, have you ever like been in the middle of doing something and just had a moment of realization? Like you obviously, I doubt it, but from what you've told me, you guys pretty much follow a step by step.
Was there ever like
list.
oh shit, I forgot that screw? No, just kidding.
Yeah.
Was there?
There's always that. Yeah, because you got to think about it. When you come into the Marine Corps, most guys that come into the Marine Corps are 18 years old. So you're asking an 18-year-old to go work on an $80 billion aircraft. We're just throwing a number out there.
Yeah.
But
So
you're
you
asking
working on a car.
Yeah, you out there and you go work on an $80 billion aircraft, and they don't have the best knowledge of the aircraft yet. So them being new to the Marine Corps and trying to adjust to the Marine Corps life, and then also the pressure of doing the job and getting trusted by everybody is nerve-wracking. I'm not going to say it another way. It's nerve-wracking. Yeah. And so some of these guys, you're telling them to move faster, get it done. What are you doing? Why are you waiting? What do you like? You can do X, Y, Z. They're freaking out, and they freak out sometimes, and drop shit and miss shit and like all the time. So like me being a qual, you have to go out there and you have to make sure that when I go look at someone else's work, I go like, did you follow the steps correctly? Did you do everything properly? Did this get put on? Did this get put on? Did it get torqued? Is it to the right spec? Did you use the right fucking torque wrench? Because that's the worst one. You get all the way done with the job and you find out they did it with inch-pound torque wrench and it needs to be foot-pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a real fun one.
Yeah, and then you basically have to redo
the worst one is when they do it with a foot-pound torque wrench and not an inch-pound torque wrench.
Oof, yeah, and
then you go out there and you're like,
potentially causes more damage.
You go to move it and it's like that's not right, and you're like, what did you use? And they show you and you're like, you fucking moron, fucking idiot, you bastard. Oh no, that is the biggest challenge.
I can imagine.
Just teaching the new guys and showing them the ropes. But once they get it, like they take off pretty quick. But it's getting them to get and understand the mindset that you need to have of like, hey, we're doing this. It needs to get done. It needs to get done timely. And then having the procedures already down in their head, so you don't need to fucking tell them twice. Because otherwise, it's like, all right, we're gonna go check out a tool now. We're gonna go sign this box out. Oh, you need to open the box so I can look at it. And then it's not really like that in the Marine Corps. We don't. You don't hold hands, but like, it basically gets like that, and you're like, that's what the frustrating part.
For sure. Okay. Is there like how does like weather affect these things? Like high winds, winter, like how does it affect the Osprey?
I mean, it takes a toll in different ways. Like the winter, if you keep the aircraft inside inside the hangar and you don't put the windscreen cover over the top of it and you put it outside, you're gonna crack your windscreens, your windshield.
Really?
Yeah, because of the
Pressure.
contrast and heat expansion and everything. You're gonna crack your windscreens because everything's gonna expand too fast, and that's one of those things that just it don't expand the same, so it's gonna crack. And those.
So what do you do to counter that?
You put a windscreen cover over the top of it. It's basically a giant cover
While it's inside.
while it's outside. So, but if it's
Okay.
going from inside to outside, you'd put it over the top of it and then let it be outside, and the heat from the inside of the aircraft will kind of like
So
let it
that
die down.
cover, I assume, allows it to slowly
slowly get
build to the cold pressure that it would have been at.
Yep.
Got
It kind of just keeps it from like cracking and then shit getting on there.
Wow, that's super shocking to me because it's like you
Well,
would
you
think
got-
it would be built to handle the pressure,
Well,
literally.
don't
Because
get
it's
it-
supposed to go to such a high altitude.
Well, yeah, but don't get it wrong. These aircraft, but when you go to those heights, you're already cold. You got to remember, you take off, you're at 40 feet.
So the pressure is even harder,
You
higher
get-
in the winter.
Yeah, but like you take off at 40 feet, it's still the aircraft is used to being that cold. It's the contrast.
Yeah.
It's like it's
It's like
in the way I can
it's like
put
when
it.
metal
it's-
expands.
Yeah,
That's-
metal expands, and like some things just don't expand the same. So like when
It's like if you
been
throw a
kept-
ring outside and then suddenly it doesn't fit anymore.
Yeah, exactly like that. And so like when you take them up and they're already been cold, it doesn't matter. You've been working and you got the AC running and everything's gonna be good. So like you fly it, it's gonna fly. It'll work. And these aircraft are tough. I've heard stories of them flying through power lines, getting the engine slapped by wires, opening up the engine, and these motherfuckers keep going. The aircraft is extremely durable, extremely tough, but there are some things and they all got personalities too. They all got fucking personalities. Some of them are pavement princesses, some of them are hard chargers, and they break all the time for multitudes of reasons like that.
Okay.
So
How does just like routine maintenance compared to preparing an Osprey for deployment? What's the
It's the
difference in
same.
there? Pretty much just the same
it's the
thing.
same. It's just the aircraft are going to do the aircraft. They're always there to fly. They're going to fly no matter what. The only difference is like what you're going to put on them, so like they can be outfitted for. You can put rescue hoists in them. You can put like
Machine guns.
guns on the back. You can do so you can set them up that way, and you can bring things on that way. The biggest thing for deployment is the people. Is because like it's the aircraft. It's an inanimate object. I feel like I'm fucking that up so hard.
Inanimate object.
Yeah, that's the word.
It's okay. I fuck words up all the time on this
yeah.
podcast, so don't worry about it.
But it's gonna fly, and it's gonna do its job because we're gonna maintain it the same way. The deciding factor of how well that happens is the maintainers and the people. So like when you're gearing up for deployment, if you're married, you got to make sure your wife is set up. You have to make sure she's getting the money that she's gonna be. Is she gonna does she have access to the account and whatnot, and like things like that? Or is all your shit put away? Where's your shit going? Are you ready to like? Are you mentally prepared to be in a different country doing the same shit, or in a completely weird place? Because like my last deployment, this past one, I was on the boat. My first one, I was on land. When the boat was completely different.
I could imagine that's way more isolated.
Oh, it was super isolated. The rocking's a big one. The rocking's different. So like you got to strap down everything. You go out and put a ladder down. It has to be strapped down. If the tail's over water, you can't go out on the tail. If we're in high seas, we have to go put a bunch of chains down. There's just it's the people that need to like get adjusted to it. It's not the aircraft that need to get adjusted to it.
For sure. Wow. Yeah, I could imagine you're fucking having to get used to walking like fucking Jack Sparrow out there. So,
Sometimes.
well, hey, we're gonna take a break because I noticed that our video just cut off. So, we'll take a break and we'll be right back.
Solid.
All right, we're back. So, okay, so let's restart this conversation for the audience here.
All right. So I had a mentor, and he was in the Army beforehand. And one of his, he was in the Army before he became a Marine, and he was a machine gunner. And he was out on a mission. They got stuck somewhere because of like a sniper problem or whatever the fuck in the town or whatever the fuck. But it had been going on for a week. Wherever the fuck they were, this had been going on for a fucking while. So they decided that they had enough. And this sniper had fucking sat out, and he's like, I'm fucking dealing with this. I'm tired of this shit. And he sat out there. He went up on top of like a rooftop, sat there for like 3 fucking days.
Yeah.
And like when they walked around, whenever they did patrol or whatever the fuck, they would walk around and they were like, click your heels if you're fucking hungry. And he'd click his heels because you're not like, don't move. You're a part of the landscape. Don't fucking move. And they'd throw a fucking MRE up there, and he'd have to like figure out how to get it basically. And motherfucker sat up there for like 3 days until all of a sudden, like the middle of the fucking night, boom, one shot, or like middle of the day or whatever.
Dude,
one shot went off, and then like you hear, dude, all of a sudden starts running down, and he's like, "Kill confirmed. I get the fuck out of my way. I got to shit." And like comes running down, and like, dude, that was just one of the stories that he told. That it was like, oh my fucking god, that's fucking crazy. So for like sniper positions, like when I was talking to my family about this, because I mentioned we sometimes call them window lickers, is the grunts.
Yeah.
It's like you don't need a high ASVAB score to do it. So it's like, yeah, you're a fucking window licker. I'm sorry, your job isn't the most intelligent. It's a very important job. I'm not going to say it's not. It is one of the most important ones, but you just don't need a lot of brains to fucking do it.
Yeah.
And so their job is just to sit there, and it's like, as you're trained as a sniper, you're just like, wait. Yeah. Fucking wait.
Yeah.
Like part of their training, when you see like on some of the TV shows, when they're like, how close can you get while taking a shot? That's not far off from what I've heard. And then what else? Oh yeah, there's an actual story. This is confirmed in history that this dude, like, the target was like miles away, and they're like, and this is like back in Korea. They're like, you'll never get to that target or whatever the fuck. You'll never make that shot. He got within like half a mile or something like that, and he had a low crawl for like 3,
dude,
for like a week and a half.
Holy shit!
That's
I
crazy.
I can't remember the dude's name. He is one of the Marine Corps like names that they try to beat in your head for their history. I wish I fucking could remember.
Well, apparently they didn't beat it well enough. So
I want to say Hathcock, if any other Marine is listening, Hathcock or something like that. And he like sat out there. He went out, and like they'll tell you just shit in your fucking pants.
Yeah.
Shit and piss where you stand.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
Wear a diaper.
Fuck a diaper. You just let it out, brother.
Yeah.
Fucking the Marine Corps is one of the only places where a grown ass man can shit himself in any profession, and it's completely okay.
Yeah. Well,
Really?
Well, yeah, because what it comes down to is
No, even
what's
on
more
shit
important.
for us.
It's like, what's more important, you moving to go shit or your life?
Yeah, exactly. And so like he made the shot, and then they like basically walked on top. The enemy made the shot to the enemy. Enemy came out, and they couldn't fucking find him. They walked on top of him, like that close.
Damn.
And he still crawled back and was successful.
Holy shit,
No,
dude.
that's a fucking.
So like
Yeah.
when we talk about if the Marines are going to talk about determination and like the will to do something, it's there. It's the don't fucking move. Remember the fucking training.
Yeah.
This is what you do. Stay still, stay calm, and that's how they do it.
Even
Wow.
if you're 2 miles away,
Yeah.
they still step on you. Like,
Yep.
that's crazy enough. They found where he could have been.
Yeah,
but
they found
couldn't
where
find
he
him.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they couldn't.
And they didn't find
Yeah,
him.
they knew exactly where he
Damn.
was. They were like, oh, nope,
Oh,
this is
he's
where the
just,
shot
he's
came
just
from.
2 miles. Yeah, he's on that fucking ridge 2 miles away. Let's go look at it.
Yeah.
Check it out.
But like shit like that, like the crazy little stories like that are fucking wild.
Never would have imagined.
No.
No.
So, have you've been deployed, right? You said you were deployed
Twice.
to Australia.
I've been to Australia. All right, so the list of places I've been has grown after this last deployment because I've been to Australia, Guam, Wake Island, the Philippines, and then after this last deployment, I was in. We went to
Korea.
Denmark. No, not Korea. They went to. We
Eddie
stopped
was
at
Korea.
We stopped in Denmark, and then we for like 2 seconds, basically a day and a half to refuel, and then we dropped down to the Med, and it was Cyprus, Greece, Cyprus, Crete, Athens. Well, I didn't go to Athens, but that's one of the places we were. Turkey, and Spain.
What was your favorite?
My favorite? Well, we always stopped in Crete at Hania. That's a cool fucking place.
Yeah. What'd you like about it?
Dude, I'm telling you, when you go overseas and you try the food, I'm a little fatty on the inside, so like,
Yeah.
unfortunately, the Marine Corps hates that part of me. But the food, like, you will like vegetables if you're like in Greece because it's just homegrown, it's all fresh, and I'm telling you, like, I didn't really like tomatoes before, fucking love them now,
Yeah.
love them, and like it's healthier and like. You
Yeah,
can look
all of the food in America is just riddled with pesticides.
Oh, yeah.
And what is it? I think it's in Italy. They have like wheat fields that are like basically like passed down through generations. Like this wheat is like it's basically like the best type of flour that you're ever going to find. It's
Yeah.
the most pure and most like healthy. Like it's like I think it's the only type of wheat that doesn't have gluten in it. Is the wheat that's in Italy. I think that's what it is because I'm pretty sure that gluten was an additive that was manufactured into it later on.
Oh, like a GMO.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, exactly.
I don't know, but like the food is the big difference, and you see it. You don't see it like you'll see it in the people. Like the women look like we'll take 18-year-old to 18-year-old. So 18-year-old here, she's gonna be like a little more chubby because we always have fast food. They don't have fast food there. When you eat out, you eat out. I mean, we took 4 hours to go eat.
Wow.
Like, and that's to go sit down. That's an hour to order, figure out what you want, an hour to order and get your food. Like, you're going to take your time eating because you're with your buddies. You're going to drink a little bit.
Yeah.
And then it's going to take another hour because they don't come up to you.
Yeah.
The waiters will not come up to you. They don't come up to you and ask, how's your meal going? Are you okay? Are you fine? Blah, blah, blah. They don't do that.
What do they do?
They sit there. They look at you.
Yeah,
no, they'll come to you in about an hour. Because
And then they'll
you're
just stare at you.
kind of
Watch you eat.
not really, but like they'll serve their food and whatnot, and like they won't come around like a waitress at a bar or anything.
Yeah.
They won't come like at a fancy restaurant. They're not going to come around. Oh, is your meal going all right?
Yeah,
blah,
it's
blah,
more
blah.
of a this is
The
your
whole-
opportunity type deal.
Well, when you go eat out there, it's not just like eating out fast food. It's like eating out like at a restaurant. You're there for that experience.
Yeah.
So they're gonna give you a great experience, and so it's just like leave you alone, take your time, drink some alcohol, like eat your food, get fat, settle, have some more drinks,
stay here.
and then stay and spend your money.
Well, I would assume that they're still consistently coming back and feeding you drinks, though.
I mean, every so often you gotta flag them down.
Oh, okay.
Like so, like if I ran out of a beer,
I guess for some reason I was just thinking of something stupidly alien, where it's just, they just kind of walk over every hour on the hour and are just kind of stare at you blankly.
Oh
They're
no,
just
thirsty?
no, it's more like from across the room, like polite.
like just don't even say, just all eyes, just
Well, it's more like the hosts will like look around and kind of be like the servers are running. There's like 3 or 4 servers, and there's like 2 or 3 hostess maybe, and the hostess will help out the servers and whatnot. But there's not much more than that. So
Yeah.
like the servers are obviously serving food to everybody, and they're cleaning off the tables and whatnot. But the hosts and whatnot are the ones that come around and kind of like, do you need anything? Blah blah blah, and like they'll get back to you.
Gotcha.
And so, and it's not always snappy. It's not that quick. Like,
Yeah.
it's gonna be here in 10 minutes. It's like, no, you sat down here to eat. So then, like, the rest of your night, like, you better kind of have planned out. So that was Greece, but it was amazing. Like
For sure.
An 18-year-old here, an 18-year-old girl here, gonna be kind of fat. 18-year-old girl there, lean. I'm talking like a 120. Like 120. I didn't see a single girl there that was over the age of 25 that was like over my weight. When I'm like 190.
Yeah.
Not like, didn't matter to height.
Yeah. Well, it's not uncommon knowledge that other countries are healthier than the United States. Like,
Kind of is. No, 100%.
Really?
Yeah.
I
No,
don't
that-
think
that is-
I don't think that it is.
Well, it depends on how well you educate yourself in the world.
Yeah,
What
I
are you
guess that's
concerned
fair.
with? Like, if you're concerned with the NBA finals and you're concerned with like
Yeah, exactly.
The
Depends on what you surround yourself with.
what you surround yourself with, and if you want to look things up, like guys on a podcast might want to like look up and know a few more things than everybody else.
Yeah, that's fair.
But people, and so fucking, oh damn, I lost my whole train of thought right there.
It's all good.
But like, it's so foreign, and like also fast food is so easy for us. Like, this
Yeah.
is so easy. Like they're
yeah, you can just real quick go get whatever.
like,
You can
we're used
order it off you.
Like,
Uber
that's-
Eats.
Yeah, we're that's the whole thing. Like, that's what Walmart is. Like, it's literally quick and convenient.
Yeah,
that's,
no,
that's
there's
what America is
quick
built on.
quick and convenient is not their way of life. Like, I'm telling you, we went out trying to find a set of like Beats headphones. Funny enough, you guys were talking about it earlier.
Yeah.
Fucking yeah. Fuck you. Not a thing.
Really?
Yeah, because everything was closed on Sundays because everyone's religious.
Yep.
It's not open during like most of the guys, like we like to sleep in. When we wake up, they are going back to take their nap, basically.
Got it.
The siesta or whatever the fuck it is. But like everything kind of shuts down at kind of noon. Like everyone's like settling back down, and then it ramps back up, and all of a sudden in the evening, everyone's popping out and coming back out, and like they're having their lunch at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon,
Wow.
and they're all coming back out, and that's like the touristy area of like Hanya.
Okay, that's pretty neat. What was your first day like when you got to work on one of those Ospreys?
Well, when I showed up, I was alone and afraid, and my 2 other buddies didn't come till a day and a half later. And I just remember getting fucking hazed.
Really?
Yeah.
What did they haze you on? How so?
It was, I was excited and I wanted to bust out the knowledge and get it rolling, but like the Marine Corps has got a way of operating, and it's not like, hey, how are you? What's going on? No, it's like, get the fuck out of the way if you don't know what the fuck you're doing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have time for your bullshit. And I remember I said something that was incorrect, trying to help out somebody else, and I just got shit on for the rest of the time out there. And yeah,
What's the punishment?
it depends. What'd you
What's-
get fucked up for? What'd you do wrong?
What's the worst thing you heard of?
There, like that was like, let's narrow this down. Not like some legend story, like something that's actually like happened while you were there.
Oh, like to me?
Maybe not to you, but while you were there.
Let's just take my hat, for instance. We have to wear a thing called a cranial. It keeps it's for bump protection, is what we call it. It's basically there to say, like, if you fall off the aircraft and hit your head on the ground, you had something on your head. It's kind of how it is. It's like the OSHA equivalent of a helmet. And
Hard hat.
yeah, exactly what that fucking is. And it's hand, hook, or head. It's either in your hand, it's on your head, it's on a hook.
Yeah.
Ain't nowhere fucking else. You leave it somewhere and someone finds it and it's not there, and it's not hand, hook, or head. This is mine. And then you come back and you go, well, where the fuck is my tool? On an aircraft, if it goes fly and you don't know where your fucking tools are, you're not ATAF. That's a big fucking deal, right? Like that's like we don't know where a tool is. We're calling aircraft back from flight to find where this fucking thing is.
Damn.
So that's
Really?
a big, yeah, that's a huge deal.
Damn.
Wow.
Big deal. And that goes for even the tiny little bits. Got those.
So they
Allen
kinda,
keys. Yeah.
Has there ever been a situation where they had to like call an aircraft back because a tool was missing and you guys found out that like maybe like it was broke and replaced or something and like wasn't told by you guys? Or has there ever been a situation like that?
I've called the aircraft back for. Funny enough, I got in trouble for it, but there's this little. It's like a doctor's crimps is what I call it. It's like, it looks like a needle nose pliers, but it's got the two little ends on it for your fingers, and it's long, skinny, and then it scissors out, and it's like got like a lock in between because it's got some pressure or whatever the fuck, and it just locks when you push it all down. Well, in a fuel bag, they're really fucking handy because a fuel bag, you work like this. You work with one arm in there. You can't see. You're feeling around. And so, like, the clamps that you have to put on things, that thing makes it really easy because you clamp it together put a bolt through it. You clamp it together while you put the bolt in there, and then you can screw down the bolt, and you don't have to hold it there while you screw it in, which is really hard to fucking do. Damn near impossible with one hand. And I checked it out from a box that was for Phase, and I gave it to a buddy of mine because I was like, this thing makes clamps easy. Just use it. We got to get this job done tonight. We got flights in the morning. It has to go out. And I gave it to him. I went and worked. We worked the entire shift. A 12-hour shift had gone by. They did the fucking maintenance and whatnot, and he used them in the bag, in a fuel bag. And so all of a sudden in the morning, I was like, fuck. Did we get that fucking tool back? I was like, damn, I'm going to go check. Ran down to Phase and was like, the Phase box, and like looked through it and was like, not there. Ran back to the box, not fucking there. And then I was like, oh my fucking God, where is this fucking tool? Went back out to the spot, wasn't on the ground, wasn't on the fucking cart that we brought out there. And then I ran, and then I was like freaking out because I'm like, I got a good fucking idea where this thing is. And it's in the fucking plane.
Oh no.
And I'm like, fuck, man, like, don't be in the plane. So I keep running back and forth, like, hoping to God I just was like, I'm tired. I missed this fucking thing. I didn't see it. Like, I'm trying to find any reason.
Maybe you look too quick.
Yeah,
You know?
I was like, I'm trying to find any fucking reason that it's not in the fucking aircraft. And, like, I finally, like, look out over, and I see this fucking aircraft, and it's spinning, about to go fly. Like, out, taxiing to the runway.
Jeez.
Like,
okay.
moving. Like, not, like, stationary anymore. Pilots are in seat. Crew chiefs are going. They're on the way out the door. And I, like, run into control, and I go up.
Wait.
So, no, I, like, walked up to Sergeant Howell, and he was like, hey, Sergeant Howell, pretty sure I got a missing tool on aircraft 4. You need to call it back now. And he was like, you serious? I'm like, I'm fucking dead serious. And he just looked over. You got a missing tool? Call aircraft 4 back. Immediately turned around. Started hitting the buzzers. And, like, all hell broke loose. They called the aircraft back. CO, my commanding officer, pilot on the plane with the XO. Super awesome day.
Oh, good boy.
Yeah, super fucking awesome day. But I didn't work on it. I didn't forget it in there. I just gave my
You were
buddy
just the one that remembered.
Yeah, I was just the one that remembered. And fucking, I was like, we were running back and forth trying to check shit, and they're like, oh, they finally back taxi the aircraft, get it hooked up to a tow bar, start towing it back, get it defueled. This took 4 hours, by the way, and now everyone in the squadron knows what's going on. My gunny, every officer's out there. We're looking for tools. We're doing a FOD walk. You got 200 plus people online looking for this fucking thing. Yeah, we get it defueled, and they look up in there, and they're like, well, we can't see it. And I'm like, go like this up into the fuel cell, because the fuel cell's got a hole like this in it. And that's why you have to work like this in it. And it's that stupid lip. If you stick your head up, you can stick your head up in there, but you can't see this.
Yeah.
It's just right where it's at. And so you can't see it.
tucked
so,
away.
like, yeah, like you look around, you're like doing a quick FOD check
Yeah.
or whatever the fuck, and you're
trying to make sure you didn't forget something, and it's so close to your head you can't see
you
it.
can't see it. So I was like, go like this, and he did that, and he found it, and I was like, "You're motherfucker, goddamn." Yeah, that was,
So is it more of a hassle to replace that tool? Like,
It's-
buy another one?
it's
or?
not that big of a hassle. It's more or less letting.
It's more about the dangers of what happens if
If-
that tool goes
So
into
when
a
you have
plane.
a missing, so when you have a missing tool, tell me where it's at.
Yeah. And if it's in the plane.
And if it's in, and it's not necessarily in the plane, it's in a flight critical component that you can't
Yeah.
tell me that it's not.
That's true.
And so, like, say you had a 3A socket, or no, that 10mm socket that you go use on your car that disappears every fucking time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that motherfucker. Imagine that being in a flight control surface or like in anything that can get pinched, and you go to like move something and it gets snagged and crushes something, pops a hide line, and now you're pissing hydraulic fluid while you're in the air.
Oh,
you can't,
shit.
You
Yeah.
can't pull over when you're in the sky.
Nope.
Yeah.
So like you're fucked, or it goes in the engine eats it,
Okay.
and it fucks up the engine. Now you're flying a single engine profile. That's pretty fucking dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Just that simple
that
fucking...
simple, like, I don't know where it's at and you
Yeah.
can't tell me. That's the fucking problem.
Fuck.
So like, yeah, that can be a very I was sweating
Wow.
bullets that day.
Dude,
And
I
that
bet.
was going on. That I had worked at that time. It was probably a 20-hour shift at that. end of
Holy
that day.
shit.
Yeah. That was a long fucking day.
20 fucking hours.
Yeah. The next day they
So-
were like, go get some sleep, come back, you'll get your fucking punishment later.
Yeah.
And at that point, that's an official, like, you're getting slapped with, like, your quals are getting taken, you're going to be on restriction for whatever purpose, suspended, and yeah.
That was the hazing.
No, you don't. You get hazed for lesser shit.
Okay.
Because hazing's kind of like the line of, like, I can't fire you, but I need to teach you a lesson.
True.
I need to make you
So
learn.
this is like a responsibility. You don't get that responsibility anymore.
Yeah. This is like like you actually lost like some legitimate responsibility out on the fucking plane for a little bit.
Yeah.
And they took my claw or whatever for a little while, and then they gave it back because they're like, well, you fucked up,
Yeah.
but you had the balls to come back. What was more impressive was like you had the balls to come back and say you did something.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
most of
You
the
didn't
guys,
hide it.
Yeah. Well,
Because if you hide it, that's even worse.
Well, your phone is a great flashlight to go up in there. You go like this, but what we have are fuel cells, and
You left it on.
you're right. But you have fuel cells, so it's a giant cavity that this rubber bladder sits in, and whatnot.
Yeah.
And when you go to replace one, it's nice when you go look in there. You have to look in there, do the same thing, FOD free it. Well, it's really easy to be like into the fucking fuel cell. So there's stories of guys like, yeah, I
Leaving
set
a
my
phone in
phone in there. He's like, they go back, Corporal, I left my phone in there. That's a damn fucking shame.
Do they just say that sucks?
Yep.
Yeah.
Damn.
You just lost, like, if you spent $1,200 on a phone, fuck you. I'm not taking that bag out. I'm not going to go telecontrol that. They're fucking, like, people have left. The craziest thing I think I heard was, like, a fucking hammer.
What?
Yeah.
Wow. So what is a tool that is like what's like your go-to tool? Like what's the tool in your tool bag that you couldn't do your job without? Which like granted, like yes, that could be
A ratchet.
that really just a basic ratchet.
Yeah, like a 1/4-inch ratchet. Like a 3/8 ratchet. I mean, you could do everything with a wrench, but like... in
No
all
screw gun
No, you don't use a screw gun.
at all.
Yeah, you'll probably over torque shit.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
I mean, we do
So
do...
everything is hand tightened.
Everything's... Well, you have a torque wrench. Or
Yeah,
like
it's
a
all the
Kirby.
spec.
It's all the spec. So,
Wow. Okay.
yeah.
So what, other than obviously working on aircrafts, is there like anything like that? Like, is there any skills that you have gained personally from the military that maybe you think would surprise people?
Surprise people. Attention to detail and cleanliness.
Yeah.
After, like, I'm not going to say I was the cleanest guy, and I was never the cleanest guy when I was a younger junior Marine. But you just look at like where you've been, and you like look at how you were living, and like you're like, that's not right. And then like a lot of the times when you come out into the civilian like places, like your home is very well kept. I have to say, like very, very well kept.
Thanks. That's all my lady.
And
I can't take the credit for that. I take the credit for this room. That's it.
I'm telling you, there's people out there with kids that don't take care of their shit.
Yeah.
And I mean, like dirt in the corners. There's trash everywhere. It's fucking smells. They're doing dumb shit everywhere. There's like shit and piss left out. Like I'm telling you, like that's attention to detail like that. Like I think would be like the shock and awe.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, I guess that, I could definitely concur that, because literally the first thing that you said when you came into the house was you rounded the corner from the entryway and you went, holy shit, this is a nice house.
Yeah.
Which, like, it's not, like, overly nice. It's a basic apartment. It seems bigger than it is, but...
yeah. But like,
yeah,
there's a lot of people that you'd be surprised at. Like, you remember how we like lived when we were fucking kids, and you just had like I remember, this is sound gross and disgusting. Whenever I came over to your place and I ate the fucking pizza crust that you didn't have, you left out there.
Yeah, I'd have a pizza that was like sitting there for like a couple hours possibly sometimes, and you'd be like, "Can I have that?" And I'd be like, "Dude, it's been there like for a bit," and you'd be like, "It's food."
It's 100% food.
No, I can relate to that at my work as a laborer. You know, you just gotta like clean up the job site, organize the job site so that it's basically sufficient, so that people can walk through the hallways up and down without their shit being in the way. And then you're looking out for the other trades, like the electricians, the plumbers, the HVAC, all those people, and you're making sure that their job is convenient and that they don't have to do more work, because that's costs more money. So if you see something that's in the way or something's just not right, you fix it if you know what you're doing, you know.
Yeah. Well, even if you don't know what you're doing, it's kind of like ask.
Well, the people that like the new people, they don't look for that type of stuff.
Oh yeah, they're new. You gotta teach them. You gotta drill that in their heads with a fucking
You're like
impact wrench.
We gotta poly this up because dust is gonna get all over the computers or whatever have you. You know, it's just kind of like you gotta look for that type of stuff versus like we're just destroying a wall.
Oh yeah, but it applies to. I apply it to like everything, because like my mentor, one of my other mentors, Hal, was like, I want you to be more analytical, because like this is when I was a junior Marine. He's like, you're running around, you're doing a good job, but like you're missing the attention to detail. Just be more analytical, is what he said. I want you to be more analytical to everything. And I was like, okay, and that really stuck with me. And so since then, it was like, look at it. Does it look right? Does it like the way you want it? Is that how it should be?
Right.
And does it look good? And it's kind of like, if you don't know what you're looking at and you don't know what right looks like, would you walk up to it and would you say, that's good? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean, because I've had people come up to me like, did I do a good job? And I always go, do you think you did a good job? And then they go back and do it again.
Yeah.
It's kind of like,
it's like,
come on, man. 100%.
Ultimately, what I feel like that comes down to is, if you feel like you have to ask,
right,
then you probably didn't do a good enough job.
And that's why they go back and do it again.
I think that's a failure on the educational system part.
Yeah, for sure.
Because like I think a lot of school systems will pass people through without like really taking the time to go through and like make sure they understand what they're talking about and what they're doing.
Yeah.
And so like when people, and like just basic household kind of chores that are like attention to the detail, to the little things of how it goes. So like I think that's the biggest difference between like the Marines and everything else, because like we'll hammer our own for no reason.
For sure. Well, I say we're gonna take another quick break, fellas, and then we'll be back. All right.
All right, sounds good.
And we're back.
Yeah.
So I got a couple other questions for you. What's one thing that you are never gonna forget from your job?
From my job?
From being a mechanic, or from being a sergeant. Either way.
One thing I'm never gonna forget. Oh, fuck. That's kind of tough because
Give me here. Let me break this down. Give me something work military related, and then give me something that's like funny, like it's like a story, maybe some shenanigan
something
that
that's
happened.
like professional and one that's not.
Yeah.
Okay. Something that's always gonna stick with me, and I think that is most memorable, is just like how you treat people.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, I don't want to sound soft, but like, we're not a soft. It's not a soft organization. It's not. Yeah.
No, I'm just
No,
kidding. No, I'm just
it's
kidding.
just like that. It's just like that, and everyone can be just that mean and ruthless to each other. So you gotta kind of remember how you treat. You can't always dog on people.
Yeah.
Is what we like to do, and it's not a bad thing. You're just steel sharpens steel. So you always got to do it, but at the same time, you got to remember, like, we're all human fucking beings.
Yeah.
That's one thing that I think professionally, just moving forward, when you teach people, it's like, all right, well, do they need to be fucked up, or they need to be talked to? Do you need to, like, is this dude going through something and like he's just not getting it because you just keep fucking with him, and whether it's just a stern talking work and like providing a little extra help this dude, or is he absolutely just taking advantage of what you're doing and you just need to blast him?
Yeah.
So that's something that sticks with me, and something that's funny are all the stupid things that you remember, like out in town when you're drunk with your friends. I think that's the funny one. But for stories, at least, I mean, professionally, I hate to say it, but I've had to tell multiple people, you got to get rid of your mom. Straight up in their life.
Mission accomplished.
So Brent's mom is dead.
Oh, fuck. Damn, that hurts, brother. That fucking sucks.
15. What's up?
Damn.
Just
But no,
fucking
it was a good time.
throw a fucking grenade in the party room. Jesus.
Boom.
Hey, he's not wrong.
But no, like I've had a couple.
They're overbearing.
No,
Yeah.
they're not over.
Devouring.
Their moms aren't overbearing. It's just how shitty they become. And what I mean by that is, I had a guy.
Your friends or their moms?
Their moms. And like we had guys that he's just not. He could have been, if he would have fucking
Killed his mom. He'd
Not
have been fine.
Jesus fuck.
What's the problem?
Fucking A.
Oh man.
It's fun.
No, but like his mom would like ask him for money all the time, and he'd always be broke, and he would be like fat and
Yeah.
as fuck, and so he's
Do
like,
it.
we're like, hey, like you need to like cut down on like what you eat and whatnot, and how you eat out, and he wouldn't. He's like, oh, I don't have money to afford like the healthy shit, because it's always the healthier shit that's fucking more expensive, you know. And so like he just wouldn't get it, and it was like, he sends 700. He's like a lance corporal. You as a lance corporal level, you make like $850, $900 a paycheck.
Damn.
You make, and that's like twice a month. And so like every paycheck, he was like sending $700 back, and it was breaking him. Like, yeah, just breaking him in half.
Yeah.
And fucking, I was like, dude, you need to fucking cut your mom off.
Because he was just sending her money for what?
She going out.
Because she
Food,
wanted to go out?
Yeah, she was lazy. She didn't want. She didn't want to pay for shit.
That's wild.
Yeah, no, she was taking advantage of her son because she didn't want to be an actual fucking mom and be an adult.
Well, not to mention, like, your son is also barely making anything in the first place.
Well, she doesn't know that, nor does she care.
That's so fucked.
That's what I'm saying.
And I had to tell it to like 2 or 3 different people, and I was like, I'm sorry to tell you that, but I 100% you should think you should cut your mom.
Yeah.
Like, don't
Well,
ever
and
like literally tell
unfortunately-
your mom, you go, jump off a fucking bridge.
Well, the thing
I
is
just
like a
ignored
lot
her.
of the time there are so many situations
that.
where people will be thinking something like that. Like they probably had the same thought in their head, but they
Can't.
But they just couldn't do it until an outside source comes to them.
Well, then
and
he
is
still
ju-
couldn't
and
do
like
it.
points it out to somebody.
He still couldn't do it.
So he never did. He still suffered.
He still did it. It was like, dude. I was like, dude, you like, all you would need to do, like, I know you're worried about your Maz, and that's really good, but at the same time, what I'm hearing from you, because
She's
Dude,
gonna sink.
dude-
She's gonna sink. You can't go down with the
you
ship.
can, yeah, stop. She's dragging you down with
Yeah.
her, and she was like, she opened like a line of credit in his name,
Oh Jesus!
like bought a house in his name.
Did he
shit
report
like-
all this?
No, because he's like,
Of
I'm like,
course
because
not.
he's his son. You want
Mama's
to
boy.
like as a man, like as a young man, you want to help him provide. Well, like in the last few generations, no one's like really been teaching any fucking young man how to be a young man.
Yeah.
If you look at like the dating world, where it's like chivalry's dead,
Yeah.
people like everyone's on the hookup culture. Well, that's not how you actually treat a girl.
Yeah. That's
So,
not how
like-
you found a wife for sure.
Yeah,
Right.
and so like
Hookup culture is to remain in hookup culture. Like,
Yeah.
you can't.
And-
That does not transfer. It's not this. It's
not
not the
good.
same
No.
lifestyle at all.
No,
Like,
but-
you are not going to be able.
but the characteristics of being a good man go along with that, and so like
exactly.
they're not understand. He wasn't understanding. Like, no, you have to do it, and it's like, as a dude, you like. Unfortunately, you need to find the fine line of like being a grown ass man and like being like, this is my shit, this is my life, I have to fucking live it. I have to fucking.
Yeah.
This is like, if you're interfering with my job, I have to cut you the fuck off.
Yeah.
Like you're stepping on my shit, and so like I had to tell like multiple people that and whatnot, and dude, that sucked. I was like, I feel for you, dude. I wouldn't want to do that either.
Yeah. I get that.
But in the same breath, I will look at you and be like, I hate to say it, but if it was like I had to provide like that for my parent, I would be like, I can't do it.
Yeah.
And I don't know what you want from me, but I need to be me.
Well, yeah. You need to. You can't. It's
And
absurd.
I say that very sincerely because I hope,
I relate.
Mom, if you ever see this, like, I love you forever. You're the greatest mom in the world.
Yeah. But
I gotta get it out there, man.
But
I just gotta get it out there.
He's got sweat pouring.
But yeah, no, it's just you're completely right though, because it's a matter of one is just astounding that she's comfortable doing that, and two, what all that is going to do is it's just going to set a precedent that she can keep doing it.
Well,
So and then you're just never going to get away with it, and then the quantity is just going to increase.
Oh yeah.
So-
and then the other guy, his mom's a meth head,
Oh great!
and he's funding that addiction, and the entire family gave up on the mom.
Oh wow!
Like, and like right before I left Hawaii, oh dude, this makes me so sad. He like, I was trying to coach him through it because I was like, I mentally as a man cannot fucking watch you go through this and like know that you get battered at work and then like not help you in any single fucking form.
Yeah.
And he was like, my grandma just died. Well, his grandma was the only one he could convince to keep his mom. So like, and he bought a fucking trailer for his mom to live in outside of his grandma's house. And so like he went that far.
Wow.
And he's from Kentucky, and like fucking dude, that pained me to fucking hear that his grandma died and like he had to go home on leave and go take care of his grandma and bury her, and then like no one in the family is gonna help him out because they're like, we're sick of her shit.
Yeah.
She's just gonna relapse. She's been through the program 3 fucking times. They've all helped her, had her stay with them, all that type of shit. But she's on the fucking shit and she won't get off. And dude, that's heartbreaking. It's
Yeah,
so
I can
fucking
imagine.
heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Wow.
And,
So you've had a couple of buddies that have done that,
well,
or gone through a similar.
they weren't buddies, but
experience.
they're mentees.
Yeah.
They were like my junior Marines, and
Yeah.
it's like I can't stand by and just be like, I need you to like cut these people off because they're hurting him so bad because like the kid like watched his mom. I think he watched his mom OD multiple times.
Wow.
And like,
Well, that's a hard life to live in.
oh yeah,
It's
he
just
grew,
and anywhere.
and he
Anywhere. It
grew
doesn't
up
matter
like-
what profession you're in.
Yeah,
In anywhere. That's a hard
he
way to live.
grew up like that, and so he was like, this is just what I do. And so like, and the Marine Corps is a huge, like, we love alcohol. It's the one. It's the one narcotic drug that we can get our hands on and we can
Hell
go
yeah.
have fun with.
Yeah.
So like, when we get it, like, yeah, we have too much fun. Well, homie, I thought he died that night. One night, like, I seriously called the cops because like, and everyone was like, oh, he'd be fine, but I was like, he was non-responsive to what's this one? A sternum rub.
Yeah.
He went non-responsive to a sternum rub in a cold shower.
Oh, what? He was non-responsive to a cold shower?
We put him in a cold shower to wake him up because he got super drunk and started running around and then got lost on a construction site. We pulled him out and then fucking got him in a cold shower to like wake him up, and we were like hitting him, like, it was like not like lightly, but it was like wake the fuck up.
Yeah.
Kind of like in the back. Like, he had my handprint all over his fucking back. And like, I went to go rub him and he would, and like, the medical profession is, even if you are knocked out, if you are like in any way, shape or form aware or alive, like, if you sternum rub someone, it is so painful. And if they're like, they'll flinch or do something, they will make a movement, and he wouldn't move. Wow. So I was like, I've done this 4 times. I've done this for over an hour. I've been dealing with this. I'm calling. Yeah. That's what I called the cops on him. And I was like, yeah, homie needs help. And so he finally went and got help. But that was like the shittiest thing I feel like I had to do. Wow. Because like, I feel like you can get pretty fucking fucked up off of alcohol before you need the cops.
Well, yeah.
And I was like,
dude over here fell off a wall.
I fell into 2 fires 2 different times. Yeah, it was fun.
I would have been impressed if it was the same time, Brent.
Dude, no, the doctor was impressed.
2 fires at the same time would have been a fucking Guinness record,
the
dude.
The doctor's like looking at my scan. He's like, "This ain't your first fall." I go, "No, I did this last summer. I just fell into like, I was just hanging by the fire, and I turned around to get my back warm, and my right foot hit the fire pit, and I fucking fell back trying to catch my balance.
Oh God!
Hit the back of my head on the ring. And my arm, luckily, was literally like around the fire. So the fire was here, but my arm was around it. And I just kind of like woke up. I was like,
At least you kept warm.
Yeah, a little warm
How
there,
you
bud.
doing?
You're a little toasty there.
So we'll move into the funnier stuff.
Okay, so the funnier stuff. The funnier stuff is when you're junior Marine. Professionally, funnier stuff is when your junior Marines start realizing why you should start treating them that way. Yeah. And they're like, dude, I fucking get it. I hate it. And I was like, me too. I didn't want to do that shit either.
What's the weirdest thing that you've seen happen in the hangar?
The weirdest thing?
Or maybe even like
heard of?
Yeah. Best prank. Maybe
we don't,
like has anybody pulled like a prank on someone?
I mean, the funniest thing I ever saw, I was sitting at the desk, and I was like writing up a math or something. I was doing something on the computer, and Nieves, my buddy, walks up to my other buddy, and he fucking pulls out this roll of duct tape, and he's like, don't you fucking put that on my head, and like. Nieves was like, fuck you. And he fucking puts it on his head. Well, he goes like this. Nieves was quick enough to like wrap his hands around it. So this dude stuck a duct tape to his fucking hair. Like this. And he's just got like this roll of duct tape around him. And he's like trying to fight. They're like fighting back and forth with the shop. He's like, ow, ow, ow. This actually fucking hurts. Stop. And we had to like cut the duct tape off of his hair.
Damn.
In the fucking shop.
Damn.
Yeah.
Get him a whole haircut.
Damn.
Yeah.
That sucks.
And then they started fighting immediately afterwards.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sure. I'm throwing hands,
Yeah,
dude.
I-
Like,
Oh, they didn't throw hands, but they were fucking around.
yeah, you ain't allowed to throw hands,
throwing
unfortunately.
shit.
Another funny thing is like when we have birthdays. Birthdays is like you break out the book, and that's when you get it, and that's like hazing, but it's fun hazing. Like it's kind of like you're a part of the group. Like you get it, everyone gets it on your birthday. You can't escape it. If you try to escape it, the whole shop's gonna get you. So like 50 guys on one. Like,
Yeah.
and they're putting you to the ground. And, like my old shop, we always did it on the belly, but they do it on the. But in this new shop, we do it on the butt because they think it hurts less.
Spanking.
Oh yeah, pink belly. Like take a book over
Pink
your head,
belly.
over your head like this, and swing it all the way down to the ground because you're on the
Damn.
ground.
A book?
A book.
Dude.
Like not like a no soft shell book, like a hard back book.
Damn.
Like just straight to the stomach.
The
And
holy
How
Bible.
thick is this book?
it's like this thick. I've seen
Okay,
guys.
that's what I was thinking. I wasn't thinking like a big textbook because I was like, honestly,
That
I
would
feel like that
absorb
would
it.
hurt less.
It's like this thick, but it's like
Yeah, but the aerodynamics with that fucking thing, dude, you
oh,
can
dude,
get her moving.
It
man.
hurts. It hurts.
That's
And,
so funny.
It hurts, but it's like, oh, motherfucker. And every birthday, it's like, you see guys, like, you'll be standing up, pass down, they're, like, hoping no one says it. But then their best friend, like, to the right is like, happy birthday, so-and-so. And they're like, everyone immediately is like,
Oh, damn.
patches off, hit the deck, and tackle them into the ground. And they're like, and they try to fight it off. Never works.
That's so funny.
That's funny.
And then,
We should do that.
What?
dude, no. Fucking.
When's your birthday?
The Philippines, the funniest like time out in town. We're out in the Philippines and whatnot, and you get time off after work, obviously, and you want to go explore. You're in a new country, so you're walking around, but like the Philippines is so bad about like fucking the prostitution and everything that, and the
What's wrong with
piddlers.
it? They don't test. Sorry, I had to.
That's great. No, probably not, but they're all a good amount of them are lady boys,
Oh yeah.
and they're not afraid to show you.
no,
Like in the middle of a street.
just
like,
right there.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
That's
like,
bold.
well, it's not for them because it's just a part of their culture.
Well,
and
yeah.
it's completely legal. And so there'll be like,
Yeah, I can imagine that the amount
It's
of
not-
culture shock that you've
for
experienced. is
reference, it
probably
is
pretty
not
wild.
legal for anyone in the Marine Corps or anyone in the
Just don't do it.
Just don't buy a
In
prostitute.
the armed forces, it is not legal at all and not condoned.
I don't think it's legal anywhere
But it is
in the United States.
but it is completely legal to fuck with them.
Vegas.
And so like we had guys like
Wait, in Vegas it's legal to be a prostitute?
Yeah, Vegas is like the
That's
one part of
the
the
only-
United
that's
States
the
that
only
you can
place.
do fucking anything. That's why it's like the city
Huh.
of dreams.
I never knew that about. I
Yeah,
never knew
like-
the
Well, now you
prostitution
know.
part.
Yeah.
That's funny. Vegas makes more sense now.
Yeah. But fucking we had buddies out there, like it's not illegal to fuck with people though. So
Yeah.
you can ask them whatever the fuck you want. And so I had a friend of mine, we're all sitting around smoking and joking, drinking. We're all fucking hammered. It's about to be curfew. It's the end of the night and like two ugly fucking prostitutes dudes walk up to us in dresses, the whole fucking nine, and it's like you're not hiding the fact that you're a dude, nor do you look pretty at all.
Dude.
And like he was saying the most outlandish shit, and like was like, "Are you a lady boy?" And you're like, "Yeah, we lady boy. We love you wrong time.
Oh,
$5 saki saki." Like,
Like,
literally what you're thinking of is exactly how they sound. Because
It was like to script,
to
huh?
script.
Wow.
And then they get up and they fucking do this. They fucking me lady boy.
No.
Nothing underneath. Out in the public.
No.
When I mean they show you,
They flash
fucking
you.
show you.
Fuck.
Like
Oh my
like a pair
God,
of titties
dude.
at Mardi Gras. They're just out there.
God.
And then the piddlers are just as bad. They'll follow you for a mile. And like one of the funniest stories I got is like fucking. I got off the bus off of work and I'm walking back to the hotel because where I was staying, and I seen this guy walking with this girl, and I'm like, okay, they look sweet because they're walking like this. So, sweet
yeah,
couple.
arm in arm.
kind of looking cute. Like I was like, okay, like this looks sweet from my angle, from not knowing shit about anything.
Yeah.
Right.
They
now.
were rocking in front of you?
Yeah, they were walking about 20 yards ahead
Yeah.
of me.
It was a dude with long hair, wasn't it?
No. Oh, I mean, the lady boy, yeah. The lady boy,
Yeah,
yeah.
there we go. I
100%.
was gonna say, I was like,
Two
damn,
dates.
wrong.
It was well, from, I don't know. I'm not telling about anybody from the back, so, like, I was soon seeing their backs, and I was like, okay, whatever, fuck. Like, actual, like, couple out in this town, like, it's gross as fuck out here, and they're being sweet. This is cool. And I'm like, all of a sudden the prostitutes are on either side of this fucking sidewalk that I've been walking down, and when they grab you like they're trying to like get your shit. Like give me your arm for a second. They grab you like no, they grab you and they pull you. They latch onto you, and like they won't let go, and they like make it awkward for you to like be like, get the fuck off me. But that's exactly what you got to do. So I'm walking through them, and I'm like, and they're trying to grab my hands and my arms, and I'm like, get the fuck off me. Don't touch me. I'm not your fucking friend. Get off me. Fuck away from me. Like, I'm being as, like, maliciously, like...
Yeah.
As maliciously nice as you can.
That is the way to do it.
Yeah, I'm trying to, like, be like, no, you're not going to fucking handle me at all. Like, leave me the fuck alone. And just make it so, like, they don't fucking touch me. Well, this dude, all of a sudden, he goes... And the girl lets go. Looks at me, and I've seen her at the same fucking corner, and it's one of those fucking lady boys. And she looks at me, makes a beeline, and I was like, "Get the fuck away from me!" and I walk up next to him, and he was like, "Thank God you arrived. I've been with her for 1.5 miles." And I was like, "Oh my
Christ.
God, brother, are you okay?" Like, fuck.
Oh man.
And dude, like, it's shit like that that's fucking hilarious. Cause then like there's like the stories of like the guys that go out and fuck them and they don't know. Like before I got there. Oh, dude, this is hilarious.
Oh, they knew.
That's the worst part. They ran.
No, they didn't know because
Do they run out the fucking door when they find out?
All right, so this is
Or did they
this is an actual thing that happened.
Really good at tucking, I'm guessing.
So this lieutenant, I don't know his name. I just know that he was a lieutenant, and he fucking decided that he wanted to bring these girls back because he got really fucking drunk. Because the Marine Corps loves to drink, and so he brings them back to his room and then finds out that they're lady boys. Well, this dumb fuck decides that it's a good idea to go outside in the lobby and start hollering about it. He's like, "Somebody help! Somebody like, get me out of here! Get him the fuck out of here!" Well, that's their whole scheme. That's the whole scheme. Is once you get them back to the room, now you're gonna pay, and we're not gonna fucking leave until you fucking pay me. That's why they say you don't pay him for the time.
Damn.
You pay him to fucking leave.
And he paid for a group basically.
It was 2 of them.
2 of them.
But now, like, in a Marine Corps aspect, you just brought, what did you do? You brought 2 hookers back to the room to fucking...
And he's a lieutenant.
Yeah.
Wow. So he was fucked.
Yeah, he fucked his career.
Did he get deranked or did he just...
He immediately went off-site.
Oh.
That's
so-
how the employees told me, because they were like, "You should have been here last week." It was a whole thing. He started screaming and like calling for the cops and whatnot. They were like, it sounded like fucking bloody murder.
Really?
But
Jesus
homie
Christ.
was stupid. Like, you can fix a lot of things. Stupid ain't one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink, dude.
and it's funny. And it's funny.
It thinks it's drinking water.
And
He
like,
hopes it is.
He
I
owns
was
it.
I was like sloshed and like the back of our hotel is completely open, so it was like built like an H. So like the front side is enclosed, the back side with the doors is open to the elements and whatnot. It has a pool right there, but the prostitutes and everyone knows not to like come
Go in the back.
directly up to the doors.
Yeah.
They'll get like shunned away from that, and I think by the cops and everybody, they'll like get kicked out.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure they're meaner there than they are in the States, so they'll actually get fucked up. But I was sitting there and I'll be like smoking a cigarette and was like just pissed drunk, just hammered. And these 2 walked by and they're like, "You want to come have some fun time? You want to come have some time? Go fuck. I was like, no.
just beat, dude.
I'd rather drink.
End of the night, like you've been out drinking with your boys and you've had way too much, and you're like, no.
Not that fucking.
No, like you can't even finish my cigarette in peace. Damn, fuck you.
That-
Leave me
that's
alone.
You just
another
cut
thing.
my cigarette short, bitch. Like,
Yeah, like,
let's
throw it,
fucking
like throw
I
it
know
down.
what
and,
that's
leave
like.
you, like leave me the fuck alone.
I know what that's saying.
And like,
Oh, man.
dude, like, just
I
funny
just came out
stories.
here for silence. Shut the fuck up.
Oh yeah, and like when we were in Guam, there's places like that too. So there's like the fucking rub and tugs and whatnot.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, just the brothel houses.
Well, they're the massage parlors,
Yeah.
and so but the
Oh, hey, like Operation Skin So Soft, like we had a couple weeks ago on the Questions About Convict segment.
I think I
was
listened to that.
Yeah, it
one,
was 18
Yeah.
Asian women that all got arrested
Yeah.
for prostitution.
Yeah, and so like,
Or no, I think it was 21, actually. I don't think it was 18. I think it was 21.
It was an operation.
Yeah, Operation Skin So Soft was the actual name of the operation from the police.
dude, who comes up with these fucking names?
Dude, I don't know.
Whoever did, keep them
God,
coming,
keep
brother.
'em coming,
Oh.
man.
Dude.
They're all fun.
But fucking, we were in Guam and fucking, you're just walking down the street, going to different bars and whatnot, hanging out, and like, you're just going by, and they'll sit at the door, they'll crack the door open. Mama Songs will crack the door open, and then they'll jump the fuck out, grab one of your guys, and haul them in, and that's how they get you in. And they're like, this is a rub and tug, and you're drunk as fuck, and so if you're drunk as hell and you don't know what the fuck you're doing, or you're alone, like you're just like, yeah, blah, 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 blah,
Sounds
blah.
like a good time.
Like that's how that's how I, like, every time they did it to me, and I was like, no, like, get off.
Yeah.
I'm not getting wrapped up into this. And fucking, it was like, they jumped out, and like I was like, I can see where everyone gets fucked up, and I'm like, I'm going that way. Just walk out the door now. Don't even waste time. Just like, they let go, bye. Don't say a fucking word else.
look
Just,
at
Yeah, just dip.
literally, I didn't even say bye. I was like, fuck you. Like, out. Like, be mean. Because they leave you alone after that.
Yeah.
They'll know that you're mad, and they don't want to fuck with an angry person.
Yeah.
And after that, it's like, okay, they leave you alone.
Well, yeah, makes sense.
And they jumped out, and one of my boys, and like fucking grabbed him. We all grabbed him back and like pulled him out of this person's arms. Like, not like you're not like you're trying to separate people. Like, you're like tug of fucking war
Damn.
with like somebody's shirt, and they're like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah. Wow.
And I mean, it's shitty that it happens, but it's a good fucking funny time, because you're
Yeah.
because then you make fun of them, and you're like, damn, you almost got raped tonight, you little
dude.
fucker. You're like,
Right.
Yeah.
damn,
Yeah.
and you didn't even know it.
Yeah. God. Jeez. Wow. All right. Well, I think that's a pretty good note for us to wrap her up
that
on.
was a great one.
But
Yeah.
Jake, seriously, I appreciate you coming in today, buddy.
This is fun.
I truly hope that you manage to make it back again for another one soon.
Dude, I can't wait to be back again.
It's
This
fun
is
as
fun.
shit.
Yeah, it's been awesome,
I have
man.
more stories to tell.
Yeah, I hope so. Y'all make sure that you do us the favor. You hit the like, the follow, the subscribe button. We only get bigger if you help us. Y'all,
Make it bigger.
we'll catch you next time.